Contest. Advanced to round 2.
Dude, is anybody else that surprised that Kyle has this many friends? I was like, there's gonna be like 6 people there. Yeah, that is not the case. And then when my boy Quentin was up here, dude, he must have felt like when Forrest Gump went to that church. Think about it for a second. Oh man, my name's Joey Bonner. I live in Colorado Springs now, but it's cool. I believe in science. Live down there with my wife. We're actually in a non-traditional marriage. We still enjoy each other's company. We did fight about one thing though. She thinks that I don't like children, which isn't the case at all. This all stems from an incident at a Rockies game. And she just walked up to somebody's unaccompanied minor and struck up a conversation. And then after they were done, she looked at me and she was like, "Why didn't you talk to that child?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know if you know. That's not socially acceptable for somebody that looks like me to just walk up to a random child at a baseball game and start saying the things you say. Like, I can't walk up to a kid at a baseball game and be like, 'How old are you?' Right? And be like, 'That's a pretty dress.' I'm not trying to get elected. Well, man, yes, Kyle does therapy on the side, which is cool. I was recently diagnosed with a couple things. ADD is one of them. I feel like late fees are just kind of like a hidden tax on people with ADD, though. I do not like it. It kind of makes me upset when the comics spend their entire set though, like talking about their mental health issues. And being in therapy, it actually really bothers me. It makes me super upset. Like, my therapist thinks it might be becoming an issue. But I was recently diagnosed with PTSD. PTSD is a crazy one because in the moment that your trauma is happening, your mind and body connect on a special level and they become one. And your mind is like, "You got this. You're gonna get through this. Everything's gonna be fine." But in 6 months, you're gonna be at a birthday party at a Chuck E. Cheese. A balloon's gonna pop and you're not gonna be invited back. Oh man, got some boomers in here, maybe not, I don't know. Boomers get a bad rap about a lot of stuff, guys. I kind of feel bad for them. One of the things boomers get a bad rap for is how they raised my generation. And I think that's super unfair because they absolutely did not raise us. I don't know what they were doing, but I was out in the back teaching to play my little brother lawn darts when I was 6. Had a house key when I was 4. But another thing boomers get a bad rap for is their aversion to healthcare. And I think you guys should understand that when they were growing up, mental health services basically meant that if you were a man that cried or a woman that cried, they would drill 2 small holes in the front of your cranium, start fishing around in there with some chopsticks like they were trying to get the last piece of shrimp out of noodle bowl. Yeah, the procedure was called a lobotomy, and the last one was performed in California in 1967. Yeah, recently. So let's not hold that against them too much. Oh man, so let's go politics. You guys want to talk about some politics for a second? No, me either. So I think that climate change is kind of crazy. I mean, it's obviously getting hotter in here. I see everybody fanning themselves. The world's getting hotter. We can all agree on that, but everybody has their own version of why it's getting hotter. I think that's a pretty funny conversation, because all my friends that manage to stay awake in science class are like, "Well, if we stop doing everything that brings us joy and just lay still for the next decade, we could probably lower the Earth's temperature by 3 degrees Celsius." And then all my friends that, manage to stay awake in church are like, "Well, actually, I think the Earth is heating up because the friction caused by when the gays start mashing their stuff together. There's no natural lubricant. It's actually raising." Okay, anyways. I'm just all standing off to the side like, "Hey guys, maybe we should put this fucking fire out first, and then we can maybe argue about it after." I don't know. I'm actually a registered independent. I don't think either party's doing a very good job. I do like to make fun of both sides. One of the people I do like to make fun of are the people that say they don't pay attention to politics. They always remind me of the people that start asking questions halfway through a movie. It's like, "Hey, you know that beginning part with all the talking? Yeah, well, that was an election. And now this is the world we all get to live in." Yikes. I do support the war on drugs, though. One drug in particular, Viagra. I feel like if we were able to get rid of Viagra, then maybe some of these old politicians would retire and stop trying to fuck us all the time. Nice. All right, guys. I was a big fan of 80s movies growing up. You guys ever see the movie E.T.? Fucking loved E.T., man. One of my favorite movies growing up. They recently came out that they were going to make a sequel, and then they had to cancel it because I guess Ice finally got that little bastard. Thanks, guys. Happy birthday, Kyle.